Hello everyone. Today I'll be showing or I'll be explaining what add-ons are, like basically what Google add-ons are. So Google has certain products like Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Sheets, etc. So they have given their 100% in their products for the customers to use it efficiently, but then they consider adding more flexibility for customers to add their own features as per their use case. So for this reason, Google has introduced the add-on feature, and the Google and that is carried away using AppScript. AppScript is kind of a language by Google, but internally it uses JavaScript, and the compiler which they use is V8 engine, which is used to compile JavaScript code. So let's get into what types of add-ons are. Basically, as per Google, right now there are two types of add-ons. One is the workspace add-ons, and the other one is the editor add-on. Workspace add-ons are like add-ons which can be used for other services, other Google products as well, which will reside in the every in every workspace in every workspace tools. Say for example, this is a Google Doc service from Google, and in this service we have a calendar service provided right here, right like this. These are all workspace add-ons. These are created by default by Google for us. Say calendar is there in the doc service, and if I go to sheets, it's it's there it's there as well. In the calendar part is there as well. And if I go to Gmail, basically there also we'll see this calendar workspace add-ons. But see this here I have created one editor add-on. This is AppScript tutorial is the editor add-on. So we can see this is lined up over here, but it's not over here because this is basically an editor add-on. So editor add-ons basically resides in add-ons menu itself. And if I go to PPT part, we won't find the editor add-on over here because this is specific to that editor only. Okay, even for the Gmail also, I think it's not over here. So editor add-ons reside on the document itself. I'll show you an example. I'll give you an example. If I copy, no, not this one. If I copy scripts.google.com, then it will show me all the projects which I have created, and you can see in this project and this project there is no such attachment of any file. But if I go to this project, you can see AppScript tutorial. This AppScript tutorial is basically my document by which it is attached. Okay, so this is my basically editor add-on. So I hope editor add-on concept is clear, and the workspace add-on concept is also clear. So now we'll move into technology behind add-ons. So technology is basically it runs on top of JavaScript, and the deployment, the server, the rest of the things are handled by Google itself. We don't have to do we don't have to look into how the deployment features or deployment settings or the server which we need to configure. That thing is handled by Google itself. Okay, so even in their website document for editor add-ons, we have Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets, Slides. Okay, so editor add-ons resides in any one of these services, but workspace add-ons, there is no specific thing like that. It resides in every product basically of Google. So now let's go into creating a simple editor add-on. Okay, to like go about it, I'll go to tools and go to script editor. Once I click this, I'll get a Wait, let me just click over here. I'll get a fresh editor. Okay. Okay, right now since this app script is attached to it, so it's coming up like this. But initially, once we click on script editor, it will come up with a untitled project, and there will be only I think it will be blank. I don't remember, but that will be something like that. So this is kind of an editor where we will write our app script code, and there are two things for the add-ons: the on open function and on install function. Right now I have only on open function. This what it does is, if I once I load this document, or if I open this document, then that on open function triggers at that point. And at that point itself, that's why it takes time. See, if I load this document, see, it is taking a bit time. That is because it is processing the add-on and the backend. Okay, so let me go to the tool editor first. Okay, so on open function, what it's doing is it is getting the document app. Document app is a we can say class or library provided by Google to like manipulate the document which we are the document in consideration. Okay, to get UI and dot create add-on menu and dot add item start show sidebar add to UI. This syntax or this logic, this code helps us in adding our options, like adding our add-on to the add-on option. Say I have this add-on. If I click over here, I have the app script tutorial, and there it says start. So once I click start, it will trigger this. It will call this method show sidebar, which is defined over here. So if I add another item over here, say start one, I've saved it, and I'll just simply run it from here. Okay, sorry, not run it. I need to reload it. Sorry. I've reloaded. If I click over here, see, start one, start two. Okay, so these are the, like, maybe you can have first option for your actual process, and second one for documentation, or some other help or something like that, or some other phrase part of the document of the add-on which will lead to some other functionality. And in the source sidebar method, we have HTML service. HTML service, in the document itself, they says that it helps to like create the HTML or manipulate the HTML in the add-on. So what I'm used this function, and it takes the template name, which is a sidebar.html in my case, and dot evaluate dot set title. Set title is the title part. Wait, let me. Yep, title is this title, and then dot evaluate. Dot evaluate is useful if when we have any scriptlet in our code. Say for example, this part is the scriptlet part. Okay, so if wait, let me go to if we have any scripted in this template, then we have to use dot evaluate. Okay, then that scripted will run, and we'll get the output in the HTML. I have this dot get dummy text. I'll explain this method later on. Okay, so let me come to the backend methods. Yep. So I have this HTML, and now what I'm doing is I'm taking the UI and show sidebar. Show sidebar is the predefined method, basically, I think, to show this sidebar part from on the document itself. So I've attached this HTML to this document. That's why once I load the add-on, it shows me this HTML in the sidebar. Now since this function is executed, so my sidebar has appeared. Now whatever thing will be happen, that will be happen from the HTML. Okay, so let me go to the code, HTML code, Here we have a link to CSS. This is provided by Google itself. They say that we try to make use of this as much as possible. That's why the like button has this CSS as of Google's. So here I have an hello, and then is a dummy text scriptlet. Then there is a button which has an on-click event that calls prompt, and there is a div with a empty text, empty elements with an ID, and this is a call prompt. I'll explain these methods later on. So okay, so this is the add-on, and now I'll go with the communication part from front end to back end and back end to front end. Okay, so yep, in the back end I have a method called get dummy text. I'm returning a dummy text. Okay, so how I'll achieve how I'll get this variable in this string in the front end is like this, using this scriptlet. This is one way. Okay, and the see, you can see here get dummy text, and the dummy text is dummy text. Get dummy text is basically returning dummy text. So I'm able to see the dummy text over here. This is one way, and the other way is wait. This is basically from called from backend to front end, variable from backend to front end, and now okay. Uh, Now from front end we use this syntax. This has three different versions: google.script.run with success handler, with failure handler, and without anything. Okay, so let me explain. This call prompt calls, yeah, with success handler, this method. If we need to return something from this method to back to the front end, see, with this syntax what we are doing is we are calling this show prompt, which is a backend method. Show prompt, this is the backend method. So with this syntax we are calling that method, and since we are returning, actually for the time being we are returning some value from this method. So to catch that value, I need some place to store that. So what this success handler does is, or the failure handler, if there is any failure or success, the response returned is stored on this method. On success is basically a method. It takes up method as a parameter, and the parameters of this on success method is actually the returned value. See, show prompt response is getting assigned to this prompt response ID in, and this is what we are getting to see over here. Wait, that I'll show you in the once we run the document, the app script. So basically, yep, let me remove these two for now. Okay, so yep, so once the user clicks on backend button, it calls the call prompt function, and if that function in turn calls this Google function, app script function from the backend, and the response is stored in the parameter of this function. This is the response, and I'm showing the response in the inner HTML, in the div ID, in this div. Okay, so let me explain what show prompt does. It takes an input as a string input, and what it does is it will take that input, and it will prompt us for an input. The text says enter your name. Okay, so once that show prompt is triggered, it will give you a prompt and will ask you for that input and the response. And with the response, what we are doing is we are storing the response, and we are replacing this particular term from the document with the response from the user. This is the syntax or the code which helps us in replacing docs. One more thing, docs is basically a service from from Google Apps Script which we are using. So we had to click on the service, and from there we have added this docs service that is explained in the documentation of the Google add-ons. Okay, so Let me just run this add-on and we'll see the result. I've closed this. Let me start. Okay. So this is the dummy text which is coming from the backend directly, and this is the document and which will be going to be testing. This is the name which I have in 4 places, and I want to replace this name from whatever the user enters. So if I click on backend, okay, say it says enter your name. So if I say Amit Roy, and if I place OK, see all the 4 places are replaced with the Amit Roy text. And we have this Amit Roy text in the front end as well, which I was showing. Like this response is returned, and hence the success handler has catched the response in this part, and that is getting displayed in the prompt response div. So this is basically a complete to and fro working of the add-on from HTML to apps, from HTML to GS code. Okay, so this was basically the simple demonstration of how what all can we achieve from app scripts or add-ons. So in the subsequent video, I'll be like I'll be sharing some more complex features, functionalities which we can add into our app script, and we can get some various, like we can get some of our own customized features in add-ons in apps in documents itself. Okay, thanks friends.